Hey everybody, Dr. Craig here. I wanted to go through the list of exercises to work on for shoulder mobility. And again, the rules of the game are, in order to stretch something, we got to make sure that those tissues are sliding and gliding. So one of the things that we're going to incorporate is the yoga tune-up ball. And again, you can get these here at the office. They're excellent because what they're going to do is they're going to help us to get those tissues that get matted down, that get stuck together like a cheesy panini sandwich. They're going to help us to free that up so that those tissues slide and glide properly. So the first exercise we're going to do is the infraspinatus roll. Okay, so taking the large alpha ball, I'm going to get down on the ground and I'm going to place the ball right underneath the crease of my armpit. Okay, so I'm going to lay down on my side with the ball underneath the crease of my armpit. My upper arm is going to be straight perpendicular to my spine, and I'm simply just going to do a kind of windshield wiper type movement back and forth. I'm going to find some of those real tender spots. Once I've gone through about 8 to 10 at that, I'm going to move the ball about a half an inch up or down, and I'm going to go find and hunt down the next one. Okay, so I'm going to spend about 2 minutes on each one of these exercises that we're doing, and I'm just going to continue to work through that entire area through the back of my arm. Okay, the next one I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do the pec swim move. So laying on my stomach, I'm going to place the ball in that crease between my chest muscle and my shoulder muscle, and you can probably feel it along yourself right there. I'm going to lay down on my stomach. I'm going to place that ball right underneath in that groove. I'm going to start with my hand behind my back, and I'm simply just going to do a swim move where I continue to move my arm forward like an overhead crawl, like a front crawl, and then back. Continually reaching. Once I get through 8 to 10 in that sore spot, I'm going to move the area, or move the ball to a new area, and I'm going to continue to do that movement for another 2 minutes. Okay? Following that, I'm going to stand back up, and I'm going to stretch my chest muscle. So what I'm going to use is my left hand. I'm going to start at the 10 o'clock position. So I'm going to put my hand on a wall at the 10 o'clock position, and I'm going to turn my torso away from the wall. So I'm feeling a real big stretch all the way through my chest, through my upper shoulder, through the front of my bicep, as I'm working to stretch that tissue that I just simply was able to start to move and get moving with the ball. Okay, so the next one I'm going to do is called the lat roll. And the lat is that big powerful muscle on the outside of our upper back. So holding my hand behind my head, I'm going to take the ball and I'm going to place it against the wall. Okay, just a little lower than where we were for the infraspinatus. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll my whole body and roll that ball all the way over towards my spine, and then roll all the way back, keeping constant pressure on that ball the entire time. Okay, and again, once I've worked through 8 to 10 in one area, I'm going to slide the ball down about a half an inch. If you find a real sore spot, you can kind of go north and south, wiggling up and down, back and forth, and then again continue to roll through it. All right? The next thing I'm going to do is after that, I'm going to stretch my lats. For this one, you can use a doorknob or a banister or something sturdy. Here I'm just going to use one of the hooks, and I'm just going to reach, I'm going to grab the hook, I'm going to take my body, standing right in front of the hook, I'm going to take my same hand that I've got, I'm going to take the same side leg, and I'm going to stretch it all the way back, and I'm going to hold that stretch, turning my hip and my leg as far away from my hand as I can, and I'm going to hold that for about 1 to 2 minutes. And I should feel a very large stretch all the way down through the outside, all the way down to my hip. All right? Now, the next one we're going to do is for the first rib up at the top of your shoulder. So I'm going to trade this out. I'm going to get the small ball, and I'm going to place that. If you feel on your body, you're going to feel that your collarbone, your neck, and then there's a little triangle that's made by the backside of your trapezius muscle. You're going to place that ball right behind your collarbone, okay? So I'm going to come over to the wall. I'm going to bend forward at the hip so that I'm again, parallel to the floor with my spine. I'm going to place the ball against the wall and in that groove of my collarbone, okay? Once I'm in that position, I can determine how much I want to press or how much pressure I want by pushing my body forward or releasing and coming back. But when I'm in that position, I'm simply just going to start to turn my head in different directions, trying to feel where that stretch gives me the most benefit, and then I'm just going to work through that area and then go to find the next one. And I'm going to spend about 2 minutes on both sides trying to release that rib, okay? The next one we're going to do is called the deltoid roll. So again, using the small or medium ball, we're just going to roll all that tissue back and forth through the outside of our shoulder. So again, just up against the wall, holding that ball between the wall and your shoulder, we're just going to work through, rolling back and forth, up and down. Again, find those sore spots, just kind of dig into them, press into the ball, relax, roll through it, and you're just trying to work that shoulder, trying to free up those tissues in the outside of your shoulder, okay? The next one we're gonna do is the bicep stretch. So always turning your thumb down. You can either grab a banister or a pole or something of supportive structure. I'm gonna turn my body away from the wall, holding my thumb down, and then keeping my body perpendicular to the floor. I just wanna squat straight down. Again, trying to keep that upper arm back straight, getting a real big stretch through the bicep. And again, hold for about 1 to 2 minutes. All right. The next one we're going to do is for the serratus. Now this one, like I was using in the workshop, is we can use something that is like an elastic band. Ideally, you want to have that band mounted to something that is a little higher than your shoulder. What you're going to do is you're just going to put your arm through the band. You can see how it's right in the crease of my elbow. I'm going to reach behind my back and I'm going to grab above my wrist on my forearm. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch away from the wall, letting the band pull me back, and just holding that wrist, I'm going to turn my torso away from the wall. Now, some of the trouble spots, if you're not feeling a stretch through your serratus, which is the muscle underneath your chest, you may have to reposition yourself. So lift your elbow up a little higher, grab that wrist, and then turn. I'm not trying to force my arm against the band at all. I'm trying to let the band do that passively. All I'm concentrating on is turning my torso away from the wall, from the band, excuse me, and then getting that nice deep stretch all the way through the front side, okay? Now the last one I have, well, you know what, that's it. So, that's your 9 exercises that you need to do. I've gone through that a little bit quick, so don't worry, you can always go back, you can pause the video, you can watch it, work through your 2 minutes. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask us, and I hope this helps get your shoulders mobile.